Thanks, Allie. As always, we appreciate you. Back again with Road Trippin' Sacktown style. I am Doug Christie, former guard and current analyst of NBC Sports California. Here with Swiper, Quit Swiping, Swiper, No Swiping, the co-host, King Star Guard, De'Aaron Fox.
You like that? You like the names? Yeah.
I be coming with different names for him every time.
I think it's been a different one every intro.
Absolutely, because you got. I give it to you. You got some game, homie. Absolutely. And we was gonna go age before beauty, but I ain't gonna do it like that. But we got a blank seat over here because somebody's running late. But 12-year NBA vet, two-time back-to-back NCAA champion. Damn! An NBA world champion, that would be 12-year vet Corey Brewer. CB, what it do, man?
Man, not too much. Appreciate you guys having me. I don't know about swiping all that because he ain't never swiped nothing for me. But I'm happy to be here.
He don't dribble around me.
Now, Swipe be he be doing his thing. That's why I like.
Hey,
Actually, CB,
like
somebody who plays.
I'm number 5 in the league in steals right now.
And you're number 5?
5. Yeah. Talking about.
See, somebody who played defense and recognize game. That's the one thing that I appreciate about him is that he man up on the defensive end because it be some cats out there that don't play no defense.
That's true.
I ain't really.
He play a little D when you want to.
When you want to. Is that how you do it?
Hey man, it's hard.
What defense? Well, they don't really let you play defense anymore, but that's a whole nother story. In this seat right here, that would be 7-year NBA vet, world champion, part of the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, who gave it up to LeBron James and them. That would be Mr. Harrison Barnes. HB, what it do?
Supposed to put a trash can right here.
Hey, where's he?
That trash can look heavy though.
Oh, where is it? Where's Harrison at?
He had hard what? He getting his nails done.
Hammer and nails.
Hammer and nails.
Shaking my head. Come on, young.
You wild, man. We appreciate you joining us, CB. When you talk about this is just random because I was thinking. I saw many numbers. What make you choose your number? Do you have a system? Was it something growing up? Right now, you 33.
Yeah, I like number 3. So, I was 3, then I got 33. Add them together. Scottie Pippen was one of my favorite players growing up. So that's why I wear 33.
You add them together and get what?
33. Don't worry. Scottie Pippen, baby. AI was 3. Shit. Scottie Pippen's 33.
You just came up with that one.
Hey, you got a lot of young dudes who don't know nothing about legends like Scottie Pippen or Reggie Miller. They don't
Kevin Garnett, my favorite player.
They don't even know nothing about my man Doug over here.
KG, my favorite player.
I tried to do my thing. Scottie Pippen. What drew you to Scottie?
I'm a Tennessee guy, so
okay.
Tennessee, we got WGN. That means you watching all Chicago Bulls. I ain't growing with a lot of money. I ain't growing with a lot of money, so we was watching all those games.
WGN. That's
I was about to say.
That is sick. How about you, man? What'd you get 5? Because you was drafted 5th?
Nah. Kevin Garnett was my favorite player, so I wore the number he wore.
Well, if he was really a Kevin Garnett, okay.
I started off with 21.
Okay, I was about to. So you know the history.
Then he got traded to Boston.
Okay.
And when he started wearing 5, I'm looking like, I'm a guard. I can't be wearing 21. What guard wears 21? So I switched to 5.
Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, GP was 20.
But it's not 21.
It was just one
Ray
more.
Allen was 20. It ain't 21. So back to what I was saying. He was in Boston. He won a championship at number 5, so kept number 5. And then when he went to Brooklyn, I stopped caring. so I stayed number 5. I stayed 5, and I look good at 5.
He was 5 in Brooklyn.
No, he wasn't. He was 21 in Brooklyn.
No,
was he?
He was 21 in Brooklyn.
I think we can debate that.
How much you want to bet?
Nothing.
Hey,
let's see though,
before
if you're
you
right.
even look on there, did you get your phone fixed, bro?
Nah.
Man, that's just.
I'm getting someone give me a case though.
Now you want to get a case. I told him get a case.
But I told you that
it makes my phone ugly.
But
that's what he told me.
You want to know why I'm getting a case?
Your phone real ugly, bro.
But I'm getting a case because it got me on it.
I'm gonna shake my head on that.
Man. So if Kate can't be ugly, then
so you want to look at yourself?
Yes, all the time. I'm beautiful.
Damn.
Gorgeous.
Okay, listen,
Gorgeous
man.
human being. Hold on. Kevin Garnett.
I think you should let other people decide that one. I'm just
I know I'm right. I just don't want to take your money.
Brooklyn Nets.
Cinco. Here it comes.
Yeah, he's number 5.
Get ready.
He wore number 2. Damn.
Nah, Joe Johnson was 2.
No, but they.
You flip
No,
it
Joe
up.
Johnson was 7.
You flip it upside down. Look like a 5.
Joe Johnson was number 7.
He was
Hey,
number-
hold on. I was closer,
I said 5.
but he had a 2 in his number.
21, 2 and 21. Wait, that's far apart.
Yeah, but 2 and 5 don't even look alike. Yeah, he was number 2.
I didn't know he was 2.
I remember the 2 in his number, so I think you should give me half of what I was going to ask for.
Well, you didn't even put a number out there? Are you trying to get some? You wild. You wild, son.
Yeah, he wore number 2. I thought I saw a 2 and a 1, but I just saw a 2.
Okay.
You know,
I should have changed to number 2.
see, this is what you're dealing with all these young dudes.
They know everything.
As a vet, being one of the youngest teams, I had never, to be honest with you, last year I had never seen anything like that with so many young players on one team trying to develop and all that. For you, like I can remember like Vlade was my vet when I came in, and James Worthy was one of my vets when I came in, and then it flips around, and then you be a vet to somebody. What is it like for you trying to deal with a lot of young players and spit game to them?
It's a lot of fun, man. Just because I can tell them what I've been through and I can help them. You know, we
Right.
can help guys. That's when it's fun. And, you know, they keep me hip. You know, you're old. I got a 10-year-old and a 5-year-old. So sometimes I hear some stuff I wouldn't hear normally. I hear music I wouldn't hear my 10-year-old listen to. I'm like, oh, okay, I heard that before.
Hey, I
It's in
just
the
said
locker
to him
room.
before you came in here, I was saying something. I said, hey, do they still say fresh? Because I was like, that's fresh. He was like, yeah, sometimes they say fresh.
Yeah, so, yeah, the young guys keep me young, man. It's actually fun being on a young team just because they keep you young, but I'm able to get my knowledge. And for me, it's to help another guy develop and help them stay in the league a long time. Because, you know, it's tough. You know, guys say, I've been in the league for this long, but when you get past 10,
Yeah.
you've been in the
Long
league for a
time.
while.
It's a long
Yeah.
time. But I think with it, definitely helped me. Like I said, even with our vets last year, you know, I ask questions. I'm always open to listening.
Right.
I feel like you won't become the best player that you can possibly be if you're only standing yourself. If you're not asking questions, or if someone's not telling you anything. Like even if you're not asking questions, a vet they don't need you to ask questions. They'll speak up. And I think that for me to reach my full potential, I need someone like Corey and someone like Harrison and like G Hill last year and Garrett Temple and guys like that. I think that you always definitely need that. You have to have someone that's been through it all. You know, like you said, you won two national championships, an NBA championship, been in the league for 12 years. What more can you ask for?
You win a high school championship?
I won a football high school
Oh.
championship.
See, he was playing football.
You know what I mean? I got beat.
What was your position?
I play wide receiver.
Oh, I say gotta be a receiver.
I got beat in the semifinals in basketball, though. We should have won.
Okay.
If I was that corner, I'm pressing your ass.
Yeah, right. Deep ball.
I'm gonna get them hands on you.
He think he fast. I don't
Hey.
know. He might be just as fast as I was when I was
back
his age.
in the day when he was in college, he was fast because he'd get the ball out on the break, be running hella fast. Matter of fact, dude, what was you thinking the other night when you let that rim go?
I mean, it
What
slipped.
did
It
slip?
It slipped, man.
You know the rules.
I mean,
as
shit.
soon as you touch it, I don't care what I got to do. I'm holding on.
I was trying to hold on. It
Man, you
slipped
almost
out my
made me
hand.
cuss on TV. I was like, oh. I was
I'm
going to say,
like-
oh, shit. I said, oh.
That man Corey
Bounce
be.
back up though. Some
Yo.
guys,
Yeah, he
guys
wildin'.
they be hurt for
I would have been on the
days
ground
and
for a
weeks.
smooth 5 minutes. Y'all gotta let me get my air back.
No, that's IR nowadays.
For sure.
You out. Was your hands wet?
I've been sitting on that bench so long. I don't know.
Nah. When Corey jumped, he jumped forward instead of up.
I jumped a little farther than I thought I was jumping. Hey, get a little older, a little high jump, get a little different.
I would have needed me a little break after that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That was impressive actually because he went to the locker room and Grant was like, I don't know if he's gonna be back, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, 'cause that was
I think Corey will be back.
Yeah.
But that was flush hit. I mean, you hit the ground like.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
said, goodness gracious, man.
crazy.
I hit pretty hard, you know. Hey, I'm all right though. I'm back.
Oh yeah, he was good. Ready next game, no concussion. The man know how to fall.
Hey, that ain't right. Who is your vet, CB?
My vets, man, I played in Minnesota, and I think I played with a different team every year in my first 3 or 4 years. But my vets that I really took a lot from was when I first got in the league was Brian Cardinal, Mark Madsen, and Mike Doliak.
Okay.
But I also had Antoine Walker and Ricky Davis and Greg Buckner, too. Greg Buckner was a good guy.
Employee number 8.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to y'all.
So I learned from
like 3 to 7 names.
I learned good and bad from everybody.
Hey man, you don't have to know him for an expensive game, are you?
I'm just saying. Just saying.
You should know Mad Dog, Mark Madsen. He was dancing when the Lakers won the championship. You don't know about that. They beat Doug now. My bad, Doug.
That's all good, man. That's all good.
Nah.
Watching him dance, no rhythm.
You
He got a ring, though.
You
got a ring, though.
He need a ring to dance, obviously.
You don't know Antoine Walker and played in the man?
No, I know Antoine Walker. I said like 4.
You went to Kentucky. Come on.
I said 4 to 7.
Nah, that was my
Just
guy.
because I went to Kentucky don't mean I need to know
But
the
the
history.
guys who really helped me was when I got my 4th year. I mean, when I got sent to Dallas, like I had Jason Terry, I had Dirk, I had Peja, I had Brian Cardinal again, and Sean Marion. All those guys were great guys, and they actually taught me how to be a vet. Like they taught me how to be an NBA player. Like get through all the stuff, like my work ethic, everything was those guys.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because it takes a little while for you to, in my opinion, as I learned, it took a while to become a pro. You know, you got game, like you got game.
It's more than just game.
It is. It's a work ethic. It's coming early, staying late. It's stretching. It's hydrating. It's eating right. It's a lot of different things to go into it. Not to say that you don't cover every piece, but that is huge. You said a name that I wish this guy was here, but he's not here. Dirk Nowitzki. He's gonna. I don't even know if this is gonna be it because kind of everyone.
It needs to be it. I love Dirk. He was great guy when I even met him. But man, sometimes your body just tells.
Hey,
you.
the next night he went down and got 21. I think versus the Clippers, and they beat them.
No, it was
Who was it?
Golden State.
Golden State. There it was. Yeah.
I mean, when you can shoot the ball, you can play forever.
See?
Really want to,
Well, okay. Well, just
you got to be able to play
stand
some
over there and
defense
let
or
it
move or something. He can shoot. He'll be able to shoot the ball until the day he's 6 feet under. But
no doubt.
he need to give it up.
I watched his process. I got to see him go every day. And what'd you take from him about being a pro and doing your thing? Because it was magnificent to watch him work.
Man, just every day he would do the same thing, but it was like repetitive, but it was like perfect. It was like poetry in motion, just watching everything he did, the one leg stuff, the spinning on one leg, him and Holger in it together, just going through by yourself in the gym, just going through a process and getting ready to go out the next night, coming out and giving 40 to somebody. Ooh. Like I was just a young kid, like, yo, this dude is amazing to me. Like he was unstoppable. Like when we made our run in the playoffs, he literally was unstoppable. Nobody could stop him. Like when we played the Heat, I was like, they're not gonna beat us. Like Chris Bosh had no answer. LeBron had no answer. Nobody had an answer for him. And that's just, when you look at a guy like that, if he's doing that every day, he's going through his process. You got to have a process. You got to be ready, and you got to know your game. He knew himself. He knew what he could do. Dirk never goes right, but nobody, nobody watches it. But it's all good.
Because he want to lean on you.
He
going left.
He going left, and he get off his left every time.
Uh-huh.
But
it's not that hard to.
Great player, man.
You went back to school, which is interesting because you win a national championship and you choose to go back to school where most guys, they win a chip.
I did win a chip and I still didn't go back.
That was it was
wrong with you?
for me and my 3 roommates, which was Al Horford, Torian Green, and Joakim Noah. So we all came in our freshman year. And, most guys, they come in, they meet, they get roommates, they don't really become close.
Right.
Like, we literally all became, like, best friends. Like, it was weird. Like, it was like I knew him forever. And so we were, like, going through the process our freshman year of playing. We had 3 All-Americans. We had David Lee, Anthony Roberson, Matt Walsh. They were, like, 3 All-Americans coming in. And they had Muhammad Abubakar, which I just took his spot. So I ended up starting. Chris Richard, Adrian Moss was supposed to start at the 5, but Al Horford took their spot. So me and Al ended up starting. But Torian and Joakim, they were coming out the bench. So freshman year, we lost in the second round. And then it was like, yo, the next year it was our team because those 3 guys left, and it was our team. So, we've been roommates every day, like been living together for a whole year. Then the next year we win it all. It's even better. Like we got even closer. So when the decision came, it was like, oh wow, do we go to the NBA or do we let's rock this out one more year, man? Like we're having the time of our life. Like are we gonna have this much fun when we go to the NBA or not? That was like the question. Like we were sitting there like
y'all just chilling in the dorm room?
Like in the dorm, like looking at each other like, yo, you really want to leave? Like nobody has this conversation. Like I don't think everybody ever has this conversation. NBA, you want to go to the NBA? Like
right,
get paid, you a millionaire, you
absolutely.
Go to the NBA. We was really like, man, I don't want to go. Like
I mean, what was
that college life?
I was about to say. See, you was
Yeah,
at
no
Kentucky,
way.
so I know that had to be crazy. You was at Florida.
Yeah, so
what was Florida like? What's the well, they cuss on here, so you could tell the story.
Nah, it was amazing, man. I'm gonna let you know now. We used to go to the football game. We'd be in the swamp, like everything. The whole campus was crazy. Like we used to have practice, and we'd walk to the swamp, and they'd be tailgating, and we'd just be like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is how it is on
And
campus."
there wasn't pictures taken every 5 seconds.
Well, that's luckily.
Yeah, you take a shot every 5 seconds too. By the time you get to the game, you have a blast. So,
You be toe up.
we had a blast, man. We was just being on campus, living a college life. So we knew if we went to the NBA, it was reality. Now it's a job.
Yeah.
So we was like, yo, let's do it one more time. It's like the NBA's gonna be there, man. It's gonna be there. It ain't going nowhere. NBA gonna be there forever. But this is
That college.
it's the only time we could do
it. Coach Billy Donovan, he's now at Oklahoma State. Cal,
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma State. Coach Cal, do you think there's ever a time now he signed that lifetime? You think he would ever come to the league?
No, I don't think he.
Does he not fit, or
Cal yelled too much?
He was in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, he was. He coached the Nets for a while. I think it was only 2 years.
Yeah, it was
Something
quick.
Like I remember his documentary. I didn't know that before.
So you don't think he would work in the NBA?
No, I think some coaches are college coaches. So
Man, we got Billy ready for the NBA because
Like
he used to do all that yelling too. And then we won the chip. And next year we came back, he was like, "You gonna still yell?"
like even Rick Pitino when he was in the NBA.
Yeah.
When he was in Boston. Like some people just need to coach in college.
No. When I seen the reason I say that is because when I see Billy Donovan, I was like, I wasn't sure if he was gonna work. I don't know. I've watched him with you guys, but I've actually been impressed with what he's done in Oklahoma City.
He's been in some tough situations.
He has
over
been
there.
in some man. Come on, man.
Nobody
Like
getting
lost players, got players, figured it out on the fly. Now you got a dude who's getting a triple double every night.
Man, I can coach 2 superstars.
You think so?
It's kind of hard. You don't understand. If you're a real coach, it's harder to coach 2 superstars than it is 1. I played with a couple teams with 2 superstars, and you got to make sure they're both happy.
Oh, y'all out there passing to each other.
That ain't.
Well,
that
see,
ain't
that's
the
gonna
case.
be
the
that's
hard
gonna be
time
your
sometimes.
job.
I already got to pass to everybody.
Who do you when you playing? Because when I was most of the time, like they think Mike was the point guard, but Mike really wasn't the point guard. Mike shot more. He wanted to shoot, so it'd be more like, okay, give him ball, pick and roll, he get a shot. I'd more or less run things. So I would look at Peja. Okay, he need a shot. We've been up and down the floor a couple times. I'm looking at Webb. I'm like, oh, he need the ball like right now.
Like right now.
Same with Vlade. When you out there, because I know you got Buddy, you got Marv. Who else you got out there? Bogdan, Harrison, yourself. How do you process all of that?
I kind of just take into account like who don't I remember like shooting the ball for a certain amount of time. Like if Harrison isn't shooting the ball, I just try to get him in a post. If Buddy hadn't gotten a shot,
I left him out because he wasn't here. My bad. Go ahead.
If Buddy hadn't gotten a shot yet, I'll try to get him off a pin down or something. If Willie hadn't got a shot, I just try to get in a pick and roll. Try to hit the pocket pass and let him, get to one of his short jumpers. I think just all of it comes into account. Just I wouldn't say counting shots, but kind of just remembering, who hasn't shot the ball in a while. Because I can shoot the ball whenever I want. So I try to get my guys involved as much as I can.
So hold on, okay, you're right. You got the rock, so you can actually shoot it whenever you want. You be looking at some mad fools looking at you, but after you hit one, what do you say to yourself?
I mean, if I make like my first jumper or my first three or something, a lot of the times I feel like it's gonna be a good day. I don't necessarily come down like it's time to for heat check, not like that, but if I make my first one,
I know Buddy do.
For sure.
Oh, no doubt. If he hit the first one,
I'll
be on air like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, you about to shoot the next one.
No doubt. So in your mind, you just kind of trying to navigate, because it's an interesting thing, because I've talked to Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas. He used to be the general manager in Toronto. I can remember him sitting me down so many different times when he was running things there, and he told me one time he was talking about testing the whistle at the beginning of the game. He said, as soon as you get the ball, I want you to drive to the basket. I don't care if it's an offensive foul. I don't care what it is. I just want to see what the whistle is, because as soon as we know what the whistle is, we can adjust. And I was like, because no one ever talked to me like that before. I was just like, throw the ball out there, use your athleticism, do your thing.
I think there's too many inconsistencies with that, so I ain't testing that.
I actually do that.
You know,
it depends who's reffing. If I look at the refs, I've been around so long. I try to tell these young guys, know your refs.
He asks every night.
Yeah, because I know certain refs. I'm like, if he's reffing, I'm about to drive all night.
Shit,
I know certain guys. I'm like, if I touch him, I'm foul. That's a foul.
See, you hear what he just said? He said he'd be getting hacked. You know what? I think you're gonna end up getting those calls. You just a smidgen away from getting them.
But I told him he has to keep driving.
Yes.
And he has to keep on. Like one time, didn't I tell you? I was like, you got to get a tech. You got to get a tech, because they're not going to respect you if you don't say nothing. If you just keep going in there, I was like, just get a tech. Just go scream at them. Just get a tech. And then they're going to go back and look at the film. They be like, dang, I ain't get a kid nothing. And then the next game, it's going to get better and better. You just got to keep going.
You just can't go 40-norty and be getting tech.
You can't get techs.
You got plural tip.
Nah,
you know
just one when you're getting killed. Like,
I got a few of them this year.
But they got to be strategic.
Oh yeah, they weren't just me barking at the ref for no reason.
Nah, I gotta be strategic. Yeah. You gotta go in like 4 or 5 times and get hit.
Yeah, I got some.
CB, you was as I was looking at this, and they said some stuff over. 2015 playoffs, Rockets Clippers, Game 6.
Yeah, everybody can't get hot. You
remember that one?
Yeah, everybody can't get hot.
That boy went to comeback.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's where they came back. Them Clippers.
2015. Who won that? The Warriors won that.
Yeah,
2015. That was their first one.
Yeah, they beat us. We got a lot of injuries though.
That was when the floods was happening, right?
Yeah. If we don't get injuries,
I'm just saying
they got trouble.
Obviously in Houston at the time.
What do you recall about that game? What was hot about that game particularly?
We was down 20 first of all.
Right.
So Kevin McHale was like, he looked at me, he was like, I need you. So in my mind, I'm like, I got action. Cool, coach. So first play, he called my number. I got a bucket. So I'm like, oh, it's on. So we cut the lead a little bit. After that, I hit a 3. Then, when I make one, it's floodgates. So I think I had like 16 to 18 in the fourth. And Josh Smith had 14 in the fourth. We was just hooping.
Dang, Josh Smith.
Yeah.
15.
I know, right?
That was a long time ago.
3 years ago. Look at you.
Did you realize at that point, because I actually, it was like right when I was about to retire, and I was in L.A. doing some stuff with my family, and I went and played in this summer league, and I played against James Harden. That was before the Beard James. And I was like, man, this boy nice, strong. I was like, I can remember he said, come on, OG, something. And I was thinking to myself, boy, I'm trying to hold on. Are you joking me? Did you realize early on that he had the type of shit that we see him have right now?
Oh, for sure, man. The way he works on his game, but not only that, when he gets out there, he knows how to draw fouls, man. Yeah. That's an art. People don't understand. People get mad about it, but it's art. Like the way he draws fouls, and he's that good. Yeah. So think about being able to score when you want and you get calls.
Ooh.
That's like unstoppable. Yeah. So if you're having a bad night, I'm just about to go get fouled.
Yes.
So, man, he's unbelievable. But he works at it. He works on his game. Like all the dribble, like we see it and we're like, why is he always dribbling? He really works on that. So it's like when he makes a shot, I'm like, he shot it 100 times yesterday.
Nothing he doing lucky.
Yeah, he shot it 100 times yesterday. So like,
Right.
that's his shot.
You know, so I was watching you in where were you at right before this? OKC.
Or
And
Philly.
Philly. That's where it is. And you guys was playing Houston.
Oh, I locked
You
that up.
was giving
yeah,
James.
man, I bet.
You was giving James.
I locked that up.
You was giving James problems.
Yeah.
And, you know, the refs was allowing you guys to play. You was up in him. As you see it, because I talk about this on air, and as far as defense goes, when you step, you know the step back move, you can't close out like you used to close out. They teach you how to, shutter your feet, and you're going to the man, go to his body. You can't do that anymore. You got to slice by him. You're going to end up fouling him. What is like as you look at him and have some success against him, how do you process? What's that James Harden story? You like, this is what I think people.
For me, when I guard him, I've guarded him well more than once. When I guard him well, I'm picking him up 94 feet all night. So if he
cut the tape.
If he gonna score on me, he gonna score on me, but he's gonna have a terrible night. He might have 50, but that's gonna be the hardest 50 he's ever had in his life. And I feel like now dudes are so scared of him, they don't even get in him. Like if I'm guarding him, I'm picking him up from the first play until the end of the game. So by the fourth quarter, he's gonna be so tired of me, he ain't gonna want the ball. That's my mindset.
Swipe. That's just so you know. That's what I be saying on TV. Like
that's the only way you can stop him.
If anybody, I just don't understand how they inbound the ball and then they turn and you know how they throw it and then start dribbling.
Yeah.
What the hell is happening, man? What is going on? Because I see you have that ability. Is it the pace that you play? You pick and choose your spots.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think I have a lot of responsibility on the offensive end as well. So I just don't do it the entire game. Like last year, I mean, early on in the season, I did it a lot.
See, now
but
you
then
feel
it's like,
me.
yeah,
Bobby was talking that.
Then you start feeling
talking
it a
that
little
yin
bit.
yang. I tried to tell you. I said I'd be at the other end rested. You was like, oh yeah, Bobby said, Doug. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Now you start feeling it a little bit. So I think you definitely have to pick and choose your spots. But I mean, like, if you don't have that much of an offensive load, like me having to run the offense, then it would be different. I think I would pick up, the entire game 94 feet trying to get steals, but
playoffs, that's when you got to pick up 94.
Yeah,
Jason Kidd taught me that.
There is no, which is that is a different mindset.
See, but I think it's fine if everybody's doing it, not just one person.
What you gonna turn around and tell them?
Yeah, I told you the San Antonio game. I told him I was like, man, everybody deny. I'm about to get in them.
We picked it up and we got the win.
This is why I always say, you make it light on yourself. You know how you score and then people run back? Why not just stand right by your man? You there anyway.
That's what you do.
I'm waiting for you at the other end. Let's just go together.
That's what
I'm just saying, we can hold hands.
That's what I do for sure.
I'm just, boom, here I am. It drives me to drinking, man. I be watching on TV just going, goodness gracious. We got a bunch of guys. Well, it looked like Vince Carter's coming back for one more year.
Yeah, man. VC
Dirk, we're not sure. But D-Wade. Any D-Wade stories from
5 minutes away?
Man, Harrison
D-Wade is amazing, man. He was amazing.
I agree.
Now, D-Wade's still good. He's still getting 20 when he wants. But when I first got in the league, I caught the real D-Wade.
Yes.
And these young guys, I be trying to tell them, like, now you can't touch nobody. You can't do that. When I came in the league, I've had nights where I had Kobe, T-Mac, D-Wade, Dirk, because I had to guard Dirk because, he wasn't he was a post-up player. And then I'd end the night with LeBron, that in 5 or 6 games. That's real. That's when it's like, and that was back then when it was the logo ISO. That was like, you got to guard your man.
Yeah,
you got to guard your man.
Now I got to get Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Steph, Kyrie, Kimba.
Get it like you live, man.
It's pick and rolls too, y'all. You better
Steph
get some
and
bigs
Dame.
that can switch.
Steph and Dame, they run around so much. Steph is the worst at it though.
You know why?
Chasing him around.
Because as soon as he give it up,
you're going back together.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't
Most people want to relax. You got to look at the clock. That's how long you playing defense for when you play against them, and that's a mindset. I mean that it's a tough mindset, but it's a mindset nonetheless. No doubt. Who's your hardest guard?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I always say Damian Lillard. For sure.
But right now, since he ain't in the league no more, when I first got in the league, for sure, it had to be Kobe. Kobe was, because he was just every possession he was getting the ball. So it's like you got to guard every possession. Now it's probably I'm gonna say Steph, because I've been guarding Steph a lot the last 5 years. I played him three times in the playoffs, I think. So Steph is a tough guard because Draymond's gonna screen you every time.
Yeah, they trying to get him over.
When Bogut was there, he's screening. So it's like you got to be on edge. You got to guard him a whole 24 seconds.
Yeah, I look at a lot of those guys like that can shoot the basketball like that. I think it's a necessity that you pick them up full court.
Yeah, because as soon as they cross half court.
Well, also you trying to dig in their legs
I'm trying to wear 'em
for
down.
the fourth. Not like when I say pick them up, I don't mean like
just be there.
They're right.
Yeah.
But part of that is the mental fatigue of
For
him just
sure.
having to be paying attention to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because he turned around and just throw the ball and just start running. And,
You got to bump a little bit,
bump him
let
a
him know
little
you're
bit.
there.
Okay, that's it. That by the fourth quarter, because you know who was not Steph before Steph, but Steve Nash would handle that rock and pick and roll with Dirk.
that
That
thing. Ooh.
shit was bad, man. Had us in the playoffs in practice where we had to tell Coach Adelman, he was going over. He was like pick and roll, So we're on it for like. It seemed like it was about like 30 minutes. That pick and roll was so deadly. Finally, we had to say, "Hey, Coach, we got it. Let them worry about us." And when we did that, mentally, whatever clicked on for us, then we went ahead and beat them guys. But that thing was nasty, man, because they put everyone on one side of the floor. You know how normally pick and roll come to the middle? It was going away. Oh, that was just it was crazy. As the season starts to wrap up, man, who you guys got MVP?
Oh, it's got to be James Harden.
Yeah, I got James.
Man, what he did
What it do, H?
when guys got hurt was crazy.
So, man.
Hey, how you doing, Harrison? Just what he did to keep his team in the position they were in when guys got hurt. Chris gets hurt. Capella gets hurt. He scores 30 straight games. That's
On every team in the league.
yeah, everybody. It's just the things he's been doing all year is unbelievable. You get 50 here, 60 here, like any way you want. Like,
Especially with the way that they started the season.
yeah, because they were bad.
They were 11 and 14 after
started pretty
25.
bad.
That man,
You gotta give it to him. He's MVP, man.
I say this. Who you got, H? MVP.
James.
I agree. Because some people's like, look, Giannis is the best player on the best team, and I said a lot of the times when I look at it, because Giannis he's the real deal.
Giannis is the real deal.
The
for sure.
difference is he getting a lot of them numbers versus Eastern Conference teams, whereas James is getting a lot of his numbers versus Western Conference teams. So if you put the Houston Rockets in the Eastern Conference, they would probably have a comparable record, most likely.
But they still got a good record.
No, they do. I agree. I mean, I'm just saying them guys won like 60.
Yeah.
Woo! 60's like that's
tough.
What's the most wins you got?
Here we go.
Oh, he's on.
Who's
Hey man, we had to move the trash can out of your seat.
Tell him what you did, young fella. Tell him what you did. Tell him you got how many wins you got.
Break it off.
73?
We may have sniffed a little over 70, but
That's when you win.
Ooh.
well,
Hey.
that's what we're trying to get to. That's what we're trying to get to. That's what we're about.
Hey man, 73, dude. We won 61, and it
Felt like you won every game.
Felt we never lost.
So
So I'm like 73.
when I was in Denver, we won 57. We won
You're
like,
like-
we won like 19 in a row. I thought we never
like you
lose.
was doing
What? Who you came in with? You come in with Draymond?
Draymond, Festus, Azili, and Kent
Festus.
Bazemore.
What you see different in Draymond now than when he was young Draymond?
Man, I mean that's kind of tough to say. Probably just validation in his game in terms
Okay.
of like
Yeah.
when he came into the league,
Right.
not having like a specific position was considered like a negative.
Now it's
Like back then, you had to be like if you were a 4, you had to be 6'10". If you were a 5, you had to be 7 feet. If you
Well
were
said.
6'6" or 6'8", you were automatically a wing no matter what
Right.
what your skill set was. And I think he was one of those people that kind of validated like you can be undersized and kind of still go out there and fulfill a role like because of your skill set.
Absolutely. You ever ask him about his championships, man?
Mm-hmm.
What did he ask you? Because I know you guys sit by each other. I mean, before we do that, man, can you put your hand on the table and let us see your work?
Man, you know what's crazy is
look at it. He went for
Look
the
at the
buff
clear
joint.
polish,
He
dude.
went for the buff joint.
man, I was on the Hammer and Nails Instagram, man. I saw Doug Christie was at the
Oh, I
one
mean-
in Sacramento.
Well,
that's what I was like.
hold
Oh, you
on.
know, I'm gonna check
That's
that out.
Bobby is a part owner in that.
Oh, Bobby's part owner.
Yeah, I don't know if he still does.
Bougie Bobby.
Bobby. BJ.
Bougie Bobby. Okay.
You ask him no?
Yeah, I've asked about his championship.
Would you?
Yeah, he still ain't bring it to me though. The ring.
I mean, there's 2 champions in this room. I'm just saying though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but I don't really want to see that one.
Dang.
What?
A lot of hate, man. You know,
Wow.
a lot of hate.
Why?
Youth.
I just want to see his.
Youth.
Why? What's the difference? What's the difference?
His ring probably worth more.
They can't. They're actually worth the same because there's a limit they put on. If
His
you ever
ring
won a
probably
chip, you would know that.
Big fact.
Crazy thing
See,
is,
I don't know.
I'm about to
Crazy thing
say,
is they
geez.
wouldn't be able to. It doesn't matter. They wouldn't be able to sell it for the same amount, so it don't matter.
Wow.
It's
We're
a lot
talking
of-
greasy over here.
What's in that? What is in that? What is in that, Foxy?
Oh, cool. I don't even remember where I got this from.
Oh.
You got some Kahlua in there or something.
We're at the strawberry lemonade from Oceanaires, huh?
Man,
Okay.
Oreos.
Oh, my fault.
Hey, you know, when you got here, man, I didn't know what to expect. So as I'm watching you go through your thing and do your business, I found it quite impressive about how you go about your business. You come early, you go through your stuff, you stay late, the stretching, a lot of things that we was talking earlier about being a professional. Was somebody in particular that put you on, or is that just kind of how you always been about your business?
No, I mean, I think just like from a young age, you know, when you kind of look at like players that were in the NBA, great players, like you kind of saw like they had a routine.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I remember going to like Chris Paul camp and just seeing like he'd work out before campers would get there and everything, but he had like a specific routine in which he did, you know, being around, you know, guys like Steph, you know, kind of seeing the consistent work that he did every single day. You know, it's just like, oh, he goes out and he makes those, you know, great shots and games and people marvel, but it's like the daily work, you know, the consistency to go out there and hit, you know, 85, 90 threes out of 100 threes on a practice day, you know, every day. It's like, you know, that's the consistency that gets you to where you're supposed to be. You know, Dirk, you know, 37, you know, 2 hours after practice, you know, still putting up shots. Now, it did take him 2 hours to get loose, but, you know what I mean, it's still like, you know, it's that type of dedication you see with those players. So that's where I got a lot of that from.
No doubt. We was talking about Dwayne Wade. You got any? I know, right? Because I can remember that was my last year in SAC when D Wade came in, and I was just like, I had seen him at Marquette, and I was like, young boy, I think he might be all right. Then he took the league by storm with the speed and athleticism. He worked on. You could tell he worked on his shooting. Anything you remember about Wade, battles, stories?
Man, I mean, just playing against him, I remember he was back with the Heat, and Braun and Bosch were there, so that was.
Yeah, Corey already told him that's when he beat
one.
them. That's
We got one win down there in Miami, and it was like we celebrated like we won a championship. Man, it was crazy. I mean, that was one of the toughest teams I might have ever played against. But I mean, the thing with D Wade, like, I mean, just respect in terms of everything that he's gone through as a player. Like, you know, a lot of people had a knock on him that said, like, you know, he can't shoot, he can't do these different things, and so he's not going to be this type of player because he can't do that. But I feel like he really kind of carved his niche. I'm sure, you know, analytics people go crazy these days. Like, he makes his living off mid-range and, you know, the way he plays and his body's not going to hold up. But, I mean, I think it's a testament to him. I mean, he's one of the greatest shooting guards ever played.
When you think about your 2015 title, because I think that was the first one Warriors won, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first one. I remember opening night in Sacramento. That was the first time I came back, and I was doing the radio gig. I was talking to Steve Kerr, and I was like, you know, what you guys going to do different? Because Mark Jackson has been the coach. Now, all of a sudden, you take over as coach. And he said, you know, we're going to put Andrew Bogut at the high post, and actually, we're going to run a lot of the stuff that you guys ran. At what point were you like, oh, man, we might got something?
Man, so it's funny, like, you know, right when Steve got the job, it was the Western Conference Finals at the time, right? So it was San Antonio versus, I forgot who it was in 14. So he's on the phone. He's like, yeah, I really, I like our team. I like what we got. I really think, we can be in the Western Conference Finals this next year. And I'm like, well, we just lost to the Clippers in the first round in Game 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Right.
You never coached. So I'm like, you got a lot of confidence for a guy, like you just going to just revamp this team. You're going to be on the cusp of a championship. And, I think as we went along, like, he had a lot of, philosophies, a lot of methods. And you're kind of like, man, that's all good and well. We got to see it, when it actually comes out on the court. And I think after probably the first 15 games, you started to see hey man, some of that stuff he's kind of talking, preaching, kind of the principles he's got. It might be something here. And as the season kept going on, we started getting more confidence. We started rolling a little bit, started seeing our, started climbing the rankings. Things started to fall in place.
Man, a championship. Foxy, when you think about championships, as you listen to these guys, I know going through that process, we didn't get there, but we were so close. What comes to your mind about where you think you need to go as you look at all these guys? We're as a leader.
As a leader?
Yeah, as a leader of the team.
Just being able to hold everybody accountable. Like everyone always says, those best teams always had confrontation. Players were always conflicting. At some point, everybody can't get along and everything be all fine and dandy and y'all are winning games. That's just not how things happen. Like people always talk about Chris Paul for me.
Mm-hmm.
CP threw a messed up pass last time we played him. And he was yelling at Clint Capella like, you got to go get that. And it's like,
I trusted you to throw it.
But like things like that, like we have to be able to conflict and have to fight each other and be able to set that stuff aside and not take everything personal. I think that's one of the problems with a lot of young groups and young guys, young people in general. If someone says something to them, the next thing it is they're gonna pop off. So like it's cool to get mad if somebody says something to you.
So you trying to say Houston gonna win the title this year?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh no, we was talking about champions. And
you talking about.
I was about to say
what you just said.
Okay, Draymond and KD was fighting earlier in the year.
Okay. Respect. Try to keep you on your toes, young fella.
But yeah. We just got to be. I think that's definitely one thing as a young group and as a young guy trying to be a leader that I have to step up and be able to do because people don't want to conflict. People don't want to fight, with their teammates. But I think if you're able to do that and overcome it, I think that makes you better. I think that makes the team better.
I agree. See, you was gonna say something?
No, I was giving him a hard time.
No. A lot of the times, I think that's actually when you show the person that you love them the most is when you actually really ready to go chafe on them and show them that it ain't always sweet because it's easy to talk about the easy stuff. A lot of times, I can remember we were in the playoffs and Scott Pollard came to the bench and he was getting on everybody. And Webb looked at him and goes, Scott, what the hell you talking about, man? You just messed up too, blah, blah, blah. And they just started going back and forth. And Scott looked at him and was like, you know what, Webb, you're right. My bad. And it just went over everybody's head and you just went on. A lot of times holding each other accountable is difficult. When you, especially you, H, because you was with Draymond and Draymond is the one, that kind of looks to be the person that holds everybody and chirps at everybody. Is there you got a story in your head about Dre getting after somebody?
I mean, that's 4 years of stories, man. That's a lot of different stories. But I think it starts with your best player, honestly. Like,
okay, absolutely.
Steph wasn't the loudest.
Okay.
He wasn't the most vocal guy, but that allowed the room for everyone else to speak. But what I'm saying, if he was had a different personality, if he were to say something, it's like that at the end of the day, like you taking the bulk of the shots.
That's
what I'm saying. You carrying us in these games, so that's gonna lead the way more than any other talk that can possibly go on.
That's because the gumbo of a team is an interesting thing, man. Because not always. I'm reading this book. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it talks about the ability for captains Because a lot of times nowadays they saying the captain is the one who scored the most points. The captain is the one who makes the most money. But that ain't really the anatomy of the team. The captain is usually something wrong with him, man. something is seriously wrong with him, man.
I was gonna say, you got the live camera right there. You're like, what is wrong with this Fox?
You want to fill it all the way to the brim. Sip it up. No, but it's and as I watch you guys and watch you guys start to put a team together and watch how it plugs together, those are the interesting pieces. Anybody, well, I guess Buddy is probably going to be the one to come to everybody's mind. Anybody get on anybody more than anybody else out there when you guys is going?
We got a little triangle.
I about to say he's been here the longest, so that's probably best for him to speak on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Well, triangle. What's a triangle?
Buddy, Willie, and Marvin.
But okay,
Yeah, that's a little triangle.
they go at each other.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like I said,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
leave it at that.
We're not there yet. We're not there.
We're
We're
not
there.
building that. We're not there yet.
Shump was there.
We're not there.
okay.
Shump did.
I
But
mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when they do, it gets taken personal too much.
that's what me and you and Buddy talked about. No, but that's cool though. To recognize, I mean, you guys been around. You like, we not there yet. That's part of it, because some guys, you can't handle the truth, as they say. You know, that's a part of sports. It absolutely is. When you came in, I was going to ask, because we talked about MVP, Rookie of the Year. Who you guys got? I think you said Luka last
former
time.
teammate.
I mean, you know, I can't go against my current teammate though. I got to say Marvin, man. I don't know what he talking about.
Man, listen.
He ain't a real teammate. It's
Listen.
cool.
Yeah,
You
you
know
crazy.
what I'm saying?
They
I
be
don't
like,
know the
yo,
rules yet.
who you think is a good
Marvin
point guard?
Bragg.
D'Angelo Russell or D Fox? I'm like D Fox. I don't care. D Fox.
You want us to be like
Listen.
D'Angelo Russell?
Okay,
Listen.
hold on, we listening.
Fox don't cap.
Talking in third person, I can't deal with this guy. That's
Who is Fox?
Who is Fox?
Who is Fox? Is it another Fox? Is it like your dad?
Did
Is
you
it
just
Fox?
talk in the third person?
You really just said
Hold on. Go
Fox
ahead.
don't cap.
Okay, go ahead.
The man's having a historic year. Shit.
Who? Luka?
Yeah. Shit.
Something is really wrong with you, man.
All right, when he get hit on that screen tomorrow, Marvin don't call it out. You all
Yeah.
gonna remember this.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna remember this when he
Uh-huh.
get, hey Marvin, you gonna talk?
Can you talk?
Marvin be like, yeah, I heard the podcast.
Screens already.
I said, man.
I heard the podcast.
Dang.
This is why we young.
Nobody, no,
See me peeking all the time.
nobody talking on defense. Is that what you're
Y'all
saying?
be seeing me peeking all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't be peeking. Got to be communication on the back end.
Well,
Hey, man, I'm just
Fuck that
saying,
shit, I'm not gonna
get
pass
ready
it
for
around.
training camp. We're going to talk next year.
what's new?
Let's say that.
Other than last
Big
year.
facts.
Wow.
So
That's why I can't have him on here.
no, that's what we want. That's exactly.
I'm here for Doug. Honestly, I'm here for Doug.
Well, he said that on video. We do have that on tape.
That's crazy.
The playoffs is approaching. We didn't make it. I said we. I'm down with you guys. Who you think the biggest challenger for Golden State is this year, or do you think Golden State is the leading dog?
I think Houston going to be the biggest challenger. I think Houston got a chance to get to the finals this year.
Where?
They're a scary team, man. And
Corey Brewer resides in Houston, Texas.
if they're clicking on all cylinders, that's tough, man. If James is James, boy.
So do you think
CP,
do you think they beat
that's
them last
tough.
year if CP don't get hurt?
I think so.
I do.
I
I
do
think
too.
they're a hit or miss team, though.
He's a real Warriors fan over here. What do you think, Harrison?
I'm just saying, like,
CP doesn't get hurt last year. What do you
is
think happens?
CP playing the same way this year he was last year?
We don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. You know,
I'm
dudes-
saying right now,
dudes up their games in the playoffs.
up to right now though.
Hey, man, James Harden doing his thing. He just relaxing, saving himself. He's saving
He
himself.
well that would be the wise thing to
Yeah,
do.
saving himself
So
for the
you
playoffs.
don't think no
I'm just like I feel like every year is different. You
Okay.
can't just say like, all right, cool, we're gonna put this exact same situation because, shoot, man, a year older,
right?
things moving different.
Okay, so let's take Houston out of the
Nah, they
equation.
got
Let's
two more
say
championships out
let's
there.
say Eastern Conference. Who's the biggest team in the Eastern Conference?
Who you think going to the Eastern Conference?
Man, I want to say Milwaukee. I do. I
I'm
really do.
gonna say Toronto.
But
I think Toronto will get into the finals.
I can't. It's gonna be hard to see Boston lose 7.
I do too, because I have a feeling that they're gonna play different in the playoffs. The problem is that they ain't showed it all year.
Philly though.
Yeah.
Philly's
I think
scary.
they got 4 teams like legit have a
Philly's
chance.
scary.
come out.
They're top
Scary
4.
players.
Philly got that complex though when they see Boston. That's my thing.
But they got Jimmy this year.
True. What happened when they played
They
this year
got
though?
Tobias.
What happened when they played this year?
They beat him.
When they had all 4?
Yeah. I don't know if they play. I ain't seen them.
I don't know if they played with all 4 of
I
them
think
yet.
they beat them. I think they beat Boston. Cause didn't Joel have a crazy game and somebody get Mark?
I think you're right. He went for a big.
Regular season though.
No, this is facts.
Right?
So out of the Eastern Conference teams, you say
I'm gonna say Boston.
I'll say Milwaukee.
Toronto or Philly.
How
I
about
don't
you
know.
just he's in the bad for Philly right
I'm
there.
about to go with Philly, man. Philly, I was there. Yeah, Philly. I'm gonna go with Philly because man, I think Philly got four. They got 4 guys that can really play, man. And then you add JJ Redick to their mix. That's a tough starting 5.
That's crazy.
In the playoffs, the minutes are
yeah, they
get cut.
do.
Who'd you win a
They get
championship
cut.
with in college?
in college.
Yeah, who's your bigs?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's kind of
Man,
crazy.
that's-
They won
that's
2
tough.
championships with Al Horford. He
That's tough.
Tough.
My
Oh.
bad, Al.
don't ever make no
Yeah.
mistakes in
Damn.
pick and roll.
Hey Al, holla at us.
I
You
ain't gonna lie.
heard? See,
Al is one of the best bigs I've ever played with.
hey man, I was actually really impressed
dude
with
is
Al
a joke.
last year during the playoffs. I was like, I didn't know Al could do some of the
yeah,
things
he-
I saw him
he
do.
was
I was
great,
like,
man.
damn.
He gonna show up for sure. But it's just I don't know, man. You never know. All 4 of those teams, like you said, anybody can win.
Yeah.
Like literally anybody.
What
can
if
win.
Vic wasn't hurt? Would you still give Indiana a chance?
I give them a chance because they'd be scary. Because like they all play together. Like you don't know who's gonna have a good game. Sabonis might come off have 15 and 15.
They defend too.
Yeah,
They
they
really
play well
defend.
together. Yeah, they play
Just
well.
like Nate McMillan, he was a good defensive player when he was in Seattle. So, normally your team is,
Oh, he used to lock you up. That's what you're trying to say.
no. Love you, Nate. Love you, Nate. Off-season plans, man. What you guys got rocking? I'm a Jamaica guy. I try to go and hang out. What you guys do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet as far as vacation.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know just yet.
Yeah, you haven't. That's you know what? I'm glad to hear you still engaged. That's what you're telling me.
No.
You're killing me right now.
I just be
dude.
chilling. I be
Dude,
going,
we got 48 minutes. That's all I can get. I get
I'm about to
48
say,
damn
48,
minutes
I'm
out
about
of
to
you,
say.
man.
One game, man, you can be engaged.
I be going with the flow.
No.
I'm gonna go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Try to ride the wave. Harrison ain't got no waves. I'll be riding the wave.
Damn, man.
Honestly, I don't even know what this answer. He asked you where are you going on vacation.
Vacation.
This has gone so far
Then he
left. I don't
asked
even know
me
what
if
we're
I'm
talking
then
about.
He asked me if I was locked in.
And you say you riding the wave.
Yeah.
What
you
does
ain't
that?
got
What
no
does that
wave.
mean? Translate that for me in millennial talk. I thought I was a millennial.
I told him I don't plan. I'm not a planner. Just ride the
He
wave.
don't know what he gonna do.
Okay.
So next week I might mess around and be in Fiji.
Okay, big money.
Okay,
He got
that's
a lot of money.
that's what that.
Shout out to that
I
Nike
mean,
I got kids. I'm not about to be in no PG next week. I got a plane.
hey, where you headed?
Man, no real plans yet.
None.
I mean, no real plans yet.
I'll be in Houston. My son got T-ball games every Saturday. So y'all want to check him out, Trotter YMCA. Y'all can see me there.
So he need to play T-ball in the fall. Boy.
All right. Say Vlade's paying for the vacation. Where y'all going? It's on Vlade.
The moon.
Oh,
Now he ain't paying for that one. Him and he do drive a Tesla.
Vivek can play for that one.
Now Vivek do got moon money.
I don't know. Somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
I've never been to
You a backpacker?
No.
Okay.
With that wooden watch, you think so?
Like my dad? I can go grab the cardio upstairs.
Damn. He just dropped that, did you? Wow. Yeah, he dropped
Flexing on some
He's trying to play me.
Oh.
You put that on IG today on your story. Stop it.
Yeah, shit nice, ain't it?
So you said
Yeah.
Vlade's playing. Man.
I like the simple things. I go for the simple. That shit nice, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
go for the simple things. I don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
gold and that stuff, man.
Yeah, no question, for
I
sure.
can go get it if you want me to get it. You can
Yeah.
get it too.
See, you know what?
You got all that money.
Hey, that's what Dave
Wow,
Chappelle
is it?
said. He said, I already got macaroni necklace.
You know what I'm saying?
My shit's hot.
Shit. Don't act like I can't go get it.
Oh, my fault. Shout out to Nike. What was the question, Doug?
Well, you know, I'll take my wife to Italy. You know, she might want to go to Italy. You know, they got good wine, good pasta over there. I ain't got money like Fox, but, you know, still fly paying.
I want to go to Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, take me to Paris.
Oh, nice. You going by yourself?
I'm gonna start speaking French and shit.
That's a very romantic place. You going by yourself, young man?
Oui, oui.
Bonjour.
He asked me. I said yes. Speak French.
So as we wind up the season, y'all, looking forward, how do you guys see this playing out? What's your aspirations for next year?
Come on, vet.
Come on, vets.
I mean, the aspiration is to win. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, being around, you know, young talents is fun, exciting. You know, being around guys like Corey who I've competed against for a number of years now has been great. But at the end of the day, we want to culminate all of that into wins, into playoffs, into playoff victories. So I think that's what the goal is, you know, moving forward for me.
Absolutely.
My goal is to be back here next year and help these guys get where I think they can get to. And for me, I got a few good years left, and why not spend it with a team
As long
like
as
this?
you hold on to that damn rim.
But why not? Why not spend it with some guys like this that I can help and
Big facts.
reach their potential, man? Like I get on Fox a lot, but you know, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he can be top 3-point guards in the next 10 years. It's all up to him. It's his mindset. For me, it starts at summer, training camp. So I'm able to help these guys and to tell them this is what you need to do. This is what you got to do to get to the next level. A guy like Marv, like, you got to go right. Like, everybody's playing you left. Go right. Like, just
Hey,
little
man, we
things.
still got one more game. Don't get the scouting report away. Come on.
They don't know scout. They don't know scout
They
report.
on a back-to-back. They might not have scouted
They
us.
don't
you
know
know?
scout report at 81. They ain't going to know it. But, yeah, just be able to help these guys get to the next level. That's what it's about now. You know, they had a good year. Now it's playoffs. Playoffs are done.
Absolutely. Foxy, we wrapping it up. You got something to say? I was just testing. I didn't have anything. I just wanted to see what you was gonna go with.
What you got for us, Foxy?
You had the floor.
Nah. Ready to wrap up the road trip. Ready to wrap up the season.
It's a one-game road
You ready to go to Fiji? You never know next week.
Hey, voulez-vous français?
Oui, oui.
I might be in Mexico. I don't know where I'm gonna be.
Buenos dias.